We're live. Perfect. Boom. Great. Okay. I had to re-download. First of all, let me know if you guys can hear me and all that stuff is all good before I get too far ahead of myself. I want to know that it's all good. But man, thank you for joining me on a Friday night. I tried to look to start this on Safari, but it wouldn't let me do it. I had to download Google Chrome and all this stuff. So if you can hear me, let me know. If you can't, then we got to figure something out. But I'm pretty sure it should be working right now. I hope so. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, man. So obviously, okay, perfect. They're coming in now. What's going on? Hey, Jordan, jam packed. Jason, um, Spencer. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for being in here and saying g'day on a Friday night and spending your Friday night with me. I appreciate that. I haven't gone live in a long time. I haven't done anything like that. But it's been about 2 years since I've kind of answered questions that everybody had. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, on Instagram, I asked everybody to submit questions that you guys want to know about. And I got bombarded with a bunch. And you know what? It was really nice because the ones that got repeated were ones that showed me that that's what people really cared about and wanted to hear. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about here tonight. Excuse me. Hopefully you guys are having yeah. Where's everybody from? I see like New Orleans, Nova Scotia, South Carolina. I've been through South Carolina. Actually, I stayed in South Carolina one night at a Holiday Inn on my way to Panama City Beach, Florida. That was a good time. South Carolina is awesome because I think you start getting palm trees in South Carolina, which is cool. Orleans, Buffalo, Ontario, Alberta, Minnesota, New Jersey, Cape Cod. Oh man, wish I was in Cape Cod right now. Oh, look at all these people. Denmark. Wow. What's up, man? That's so cool. So cool. Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, Brady from Pennsylvania, Kentucky. Yeah, a lot of the states, man. A lot of the states. I love seeing that. Smithville, Bangor, Maine. Wow, incredible, dude. So obviously, I want to start things off. Thank you for spending your Friday night with me. I know I already said that, but thank you. I appreciate that. Another thing is I want to thank everybody for the continued support on the videos recently. You guys know we have a filmer now helping me just kind of film content during the days. I know that I'm not consistent. I know that I suck at that, and I apologize totally. It's just right now kind of hard to manage, especially with work the way it is right now. We've been on this one project, and we're kind of transferring over, and there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, which we will talk about in this live stream because a lot of you guys were asking about, like a shop and what's going on, and big projects and machinery, and all that stuff is kind of going on, behind the scenes. I spotted one of your trucks. You filming this on an Android? No, it's on my iMac. So is the quality terrible? I apologize for that. It's on a Mac computer. Yeah, man. Okay, so let's get into the questions. First of all, I asked everybody on Instagram to submit questions. The ones that are repeated are the ones that I'm really gonna answer on because we got over like 500 questions that people wanted to ask. So some of these are really good. New up is the new co-op. Daniel. Yeah, he's way better. We got a new co-op student working for us right now, and Daniel, our old co-op student, was in the comments asking if he is better than him. And everybody is awesome in their own way, and that's the most neutral way we can answer that. Okay, so to start things off, one of the friggin' most requested ones was, what are you doing about a new excavator? You kept saying 315. What's going on with an excavator? Cat 315. Here, I'm gonna give you guys an exclusive here. I didn't even post this. I got a picture here that I'll hold up to the screen and I'll show you guys super quick on my phone here. Okay, boom, here we go. I don't know if it'll focus on that, but there we go. Okay. She showed up Monday. New Cat 315 is in Ottawa. It landed. We are sending it out to go get painted All that stuff is going to be on a YouTube video. Of course, I'm painting my 315 black, and of course, I'm going to brag about it online, saying how it's the first and the world's first and the only black cat 315. I can't wait for that beast to get painted up, and you guys will see everything. Totally. So yeah, that is coming. We were at, because I was talking about the 315 a lot, but I wasn't giving answers on it. So 315, yep, it's here, it's coming. As well as, I know that a couple of you guys either saw it, we're on the topic of machinery. People are asking about what machinery bought. I'll show you another picture here of our new dump truck that showed up, because sometimes you guys don't follow me on Instagram and you don't know. So we bought, this is right here. This is my dream truck. I took this picture yesterday. This is my dream dump truck. It's a 49, it's called a legend order, because Western Star now, they kind of want to push the 49Xs, the 47Xs, their new styles. I'm not a big fan of them. I love the old vintage look, but I love the brand new trucks. So this is a legend order. It's a 4900 SF. So it's a Western Star 4900 SF. SF means or FS. It's a forward axle. FA, anyways, set forward axle is what it stands for. So it's got that long, extended kind of nose. Andrew's in the comments and he says, "F yeah," but I got it. Somebody told me if I swear on a live stream, then people, they turn off your live stream, you get banned, whatever. So yeah, super pumped about that truck. It's going to be one of two, I believe, in the city. It's something very unique. My most favorite dump truck. I've always wanted this order. The dealer that we go to never even kind of gives you options. They're just like, "Oh, you want a dump truck? This is what we have." This was like, I told them, this is what I want. Please get that. So it's going to be replacing the 08, and then any trucks from here on out will be legend orders of that model. I'm super pumped for that. Another thing, so 315 triaxle. Well, what else are we buying? So the 299 skid steer. We ordered a 299 black skid steer. It is the only thing left that has not landed in Ottawa. We are currently waiting for that still. So that kind of summarizes the Cat 315. It's here. You guys are going to see, we're going to send it getting painted. The whole building of the dump truck, you guys will see that. It'll be in a YouTube video. The 299 skid. I feel like I'm missing something else. Skid steer. No, I mean, we bought 2 new trailers. Those are in the YouTube videos. You guys saw me. I drove down to Toronto for that. Yeah, I think that's, if I think of something, then I'll add it in. Another one that I got a lot questions on here. I kind of sorted through them already. So Impact Excavating, he asked about my prediction on the economy / the amount of construction work coming up. Now, obviously, you hear a lot about the economy. It's in a bubble, inflation, and you know, I'm not an economic person. I can't judge. I can't sit here and tell you what I think the economy is going to do. I mean, yeah, I think the government's printing money like crazy right now on both sides, states and Canada. I think they said our inflation right now is like 5.9, and the states was like 7.5 or something like that. You know, it's all about protecting yourself, you know, liquidating some assets, making sure that if tough times did come, then you're prepared for those. And that's something that you should be doing regardless if you think that inflation's coming or we're in a bubble and it's going to blow up in business. You're with just, oh, okay. Yeah, that guy, you can't see that comment. Never mind. This guy was just saying I'm not a real trucker. I'm not, man. I just own a bunch of trucks. That's all. Yeah, so inflation, you always got to kind of protect yourself in business and make sure that you're not exposing yourself too thin or stretching yourself too thin. If a bad time came, then you can make sure that you can get through those times. But, you know, you got to kind of ride that fine line. So, I mean, honestly, right now, there's tons of work. We're super swamped for this year. We've got a lot of awesome large projects, smaller projects starting up, all different sizes, and the outlook's looking really good. So I take it how it is. You know, I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. I always say that, you know. I'd rather sit here and say things are going to be all right and then be wrong about that than sit here and be like, I don't want to grow because I'm scared something's going to happen. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the comments while I'm answering these questions, and then I see these comments and I see some idiots writing shit. And then I see you guys commenting. I'm trying to read while I'm not good at multitasking because I have ADD, like mega bad. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this Levi Roth was asking why are we big into Western Star trucks, not Peterbilt or Kenworth. I grew up Western Star trucks. We've had a Volvo. We had a Volvo tandem dump truck, and then my old man bought our first ever Western Star in 2013, the tandem that we currently have. And I just love Western Star, and there's something about having a unique fleet that's all branded, that's all matching, it's all the same brand. I like my Western Stars. You know, they do give us good service. I mean, every truck, no matter what kind of brand you get, it's gonna break, shit's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm a big Western Star guy, not for like any specific reason. I mean, we get good service from the dealer. They're a good, strong, sturdy, dependable truck. Somebody was commenting the other day on my TikTok, like, man, but the insides of them look like they're from the 1950s. And sorry, one of my workers just sent me a song. It's fucking Josh. And the insides of them, I like the vintage look of them. Like that's what I actually prefer about them. I don't think a dump truck needs a touch screen. I mean, maybe I'm old school, but I could give two shits if a dump truck had a touch screen in it and a backup camera. I mean, it makes no sense to me why you would want that in a dump truck. Some people might, but okay, so a lot of questions about starting a business. And before you guys jump in the comments and go, you can't talk about starting a business. You never started a business. It's your dad's. Let me finish my thought. A lot of questions about starting a business. I'm ending high school. What do you want? What can I do? And listen, this is where I want to stand on this. I never started a business from scratch. I started social media from scratch. That's the only thing that I could talk on. If you're like, hey, I want to start social media for my company, how can I do that? I can give you some advice on that. But as far as starting an excavating company or starting from scratch on something, the only thing that I can really truly comment on is like what I've learned from having a business that was, you know, kind of already had this foundation and growing on. So for me, the biggest thing is getting in front of the right people. So for me, it was social media, branching out on social media, getting our business in front of the people that mattered, making connections and networking with people. Those two things are super important, as well as investing in yourself, teaching yourself and how to communicate better, constantly gaining knowledge on how to improve yourself in communication to get points across. It's something I'm constantly always doing as well too. Like I'll watch this live stream back and just look at myself and be like, okay, maybe I kind of stuttered here. I could have talked here. Like I'm constantly trying to improve that. So communication, networking, those things are super important. Social media, obviously for me is, I mean, that hands down has been one of the biggest things that has helped our business propel it into a 7-figure company. When I took over, it was a 6-figure company, and we have now shaped that in with the team that I have as well. Couldn't do anything without them. Turn it into a 7-figure company, and make sure that you have a good team behind you. I mean, I see some of my employees are actually even in here in the comments, and I love seeing that. I love that they're showing up, man. But I mean, I wouldn't be what I'm doing. I wouldn't be where I am without my employees at all. So that's super important. Treat them like human beings. And if you say you're a family business, actually act like a family business. And yeah, man, if they like their job 75, 80% of the time, then you're doing a kick-ass job. Okay. Okay, I got to address this. A lot of people, this was the fourth one I wanted to talk about. If I'm on 4, I don't know how to count. How do you decide how much people were talking about money, personal? You know, how much money do you decide you take home personally? How much money does your business make net profit? Listen, I'm not a publicly traded company. I believe that I am super transparent with you guys. You know, I'm super transparent. Like in the last video, you know, we had $7,200 worth of damage, explaining that side of it, explaining my role, showing in the office, showing the workflow. You know, our dump truck, like staring cost stuff like that. Like it was a $290,000 dump truck. You know, our excavator was $374,000. I don't care about throwing those numbers around, but I feel like there is a line, and call me old school and traditional, but I feel like there's a line of where, you know, you kind of share and you don't share. I don't ever think I want to share about, you know, how much money do I take home personally, or how much net profit did my company make. I feel like that stuff is just a line that doesn't need to be crossed, unless you're a publicly traded company and legally you have to show those things. But for now, man, we're doing good. I live a great life. Our business is doing amazing. It would surprise you how little I actually take from my business, because how much the business is actually taking right now. And anybody who's in business and sees what we're doing as far as growing can understand how much money it actually costs to do what we're doing. Our overhead, that's one thing that actually I can talk about. I wanted to talk about. I'm allowing myself to speak about is our overhead. Someone was asking, you know, how much money each month is your overhead? I mean, if we're not seeing $200,000 to $220,000 a month in revenue being generated, then we're not hitting where we need to be. That's like our break even every single month. You know, I remember 3-4 years ago sitting down with dad and him being like, okay, we need to hit, you know, $775,000 to break even, 750,000, and we'll break even, you know. And now that number is over $2 million just to break even. I'm not saying $2 million and woof, we're great. That's just to break even. So numbers like that, I don't mind sharing, but getting personal with it, my money's my money. I see people are agreeing with it. I really appreciate that. So that's my money spiel. Okay, let's keep rolling here, and I will take a few from these as well too. I do want to answer some questions in here that everybody has, because I know it's important. This piggybacks off it by Ty Crop. He was asking about investing. If so, do you invest in cryptocurrencies and NFTs right now? I don't talk about it on Ken White Construction because it's like, I feel like you guys might not care, or it's like just something I do. I've been in crypto for a while. I love crypto. Could be completely wrong. Probably could lose everything tomorrow. I'm not a financial guy. I dig holes for a living. That's just what I'm into. Tay Talks, my podcast. Ben Scowen asked about my podcast. It is coming back when we have a new location for it, which piggybacks into a question that I got asked here by Josh Riddle. He asked, and a bunch of other people asked, where's a shop? You need a shop, man. What's going on with your shop? So there's a lot going on behind the scenes with that. We will have a big announcement coming up. I'm trying to say this in a way because it's not that I can't share it with you legally. It's because I'm a skeptic, and I feel like if I go and I say stuff, you talk ahead, I feel like stuff might not actually come into play in life. So there's going to be a big announcement coming in the next 3-4 weeks. And I think that you guys will really enjoy it. We are making a big step for our business, something that needs to happen as far as we're growing, as far as space. So yeah, as far as that, we are going to have an announcement on that very soon, and a video that's going to be kick-ass on it too. Okay, yeah, man. So let's take one from in here first, actually. Okay, Jonesy asks, any good podcast for someone starting a small business or wanting to grow your business? I honestly, I like BuildWith stuff. Love BuildWith stuff. Listening to his, he's got an app right now that I've actually been paying a lot of attention to on how to become a better leader and all that stuff. So his podcasts are really good. And then I listen to a lot of like self-motivation kind of podcasts. Like when I'm running, I'm listening to, what was the one the other day? It was an Indian fella. I forget. Anyway, you know, like a Gary V or a Tony Robbins, Jocko. Joe Rogan. I like stuff like that, stuff that gets you thinking, stuff that makes you even ask if you're like a good person in life and if you're making the right choices. I like thinking about that stuff. Okay, the Bobcat dealer. Okay, Daniel again. I don't know why I keep getting drawn to your questions. What is your plans for topsoil this year? Ryan, what's going on? I saw some of your questions in here actually too, Ryan. Topsoil this year, we're going to be selling it as per usual. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and that will all be in a YouTube video as well. But man, we're planning on full steam ahead, selling a ton of soil this year. We have that Warrior 1400, which is going to be a great screening plant. I'm still contemplating, like I'm still trying to sell my old screener, but I might not. I don't know what I'm going to do there yet. So we're going forward with topsoil for sure. Okay, so this was one that I got a lot as well. People asking about the business and like the future. Where do you see your business going? Where do you see yourself going? Where do you want the business to go? And I've been getting asked a lot of this lately, you know, like, or like two things. Why are you doing this? And like, what's the end goal? So I'll start with like the end goal. The end goal for me is it piggybacks off of the why. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to say this in the best way. The end goal for me is to create a business that can create generational wealth for my family and my employees' families as well. I want to employ people in my community. I want to supply for their families, then be able to live good lives because we're a family business, as well as supply for my own family, immediate family, and people in my family. Like that's the end goal, right? Now, if you want to talk like numbers and exactly what those are, you know, like I always say, okay, the podcast, my fiance just said Jade Shetty. That's the podcast that I was listening to. As far as numbers, I always tell people I want to be 10 years from now, I'd like to have 100 employees, you know, and whether that means we're doing 25, 30, 40, I don't know. I don't know if you could do that much. Like $20 million, $25 million a year revenue and like 100 employees 10 years from now. I think is super achievable. Super achievable. What's that? TV Korea Smart Construction, Edgecon Trimble 3D. Thanks for the donation. Hi, nice to meet you. This is South Korea. Hello. Thank you from South Korea, man. Wow, that is incredible. Hello from Carp, Ontario here. Currently 7:55 p.m., man. Appreciate that. So that's kind of the end goal, is to create a life of generational wealth with the family business. I'm never selling. I'm holding right to the very end. If this ship goes down, I'm going down with it. There's no interest in selling and doing anything like that. I want to get into some different industries and do some different stuff in my personal life as well, do some real estate. But man, this business, we're going full bore. And creating a life. Now, why is exactly what I explained. For family. We're doing it for family. We always have. A lot of questions about our software that we're using and how we go about pricing jobs and how do we get jobs. Generally, the social media really kicks back onto getting exposure through people that go to our website. Then they'll send an email to Brad because he's our estimator, as well as Kyle. The two of them estimate like crazy. And there are estimators. I do not price jobs. If I have like my own personal client that I've been dealing with, I will deal with that client. But Brad is my like dot the I's and cross the T's. I almost said that reverse. But I'm not smart at that stuff. I know what I'm good at, and I structured the business to have people that are better and smarter than me to do the things that I cannot do as well as them, and vice versa. Like I wouldn't have Brad or Kyle all of a sudden start running my social media page. It just wouldn't work. They would suck at it. They're not social media people. Just as much as I'm not going to go to the office on Tuesday, Monday's family day holiday, and start estimating work. It would make no sense. We added a lot of important people. Dean, you guys see him the odd time. He likes, hiding away in the camera. He's project managing for us right now. Brought a lot of work with him as well as far as infrastructure work with hydro. We're ISN certified now, so we can start doing some work for people that require ISN clients. So you just hiring the right people is super important, but that's kind of how we go about the pricing and setting up the structure so that people that are good at doing what they're doing are doing those things. And that's the most important thing in business. Okay, we're flying here. Maybe we'll take one from here. How are you balancing the business? Oh, I like that. This is more of a personal question. Cool. So Mike Wellington asked, how are you balancing growing the business like crazy and having a fiance and little girls? That was from the chat. Thank you, Mike, for watching, and thank you for asking a personal question. I appreciate that. You know, I don't have it figured out, and I never will have it figured out. Business is one of those things where your success is basically based on how hard you want to work. And fortunately for me, I'm an incredibly hard worker. I mean, I got this tattooed on me right here. I don't know if you guys have been around for a while, then you would know, but that's backwards for you, but it says work harder. I've always been under the impression that, you know, I'm not a super smart guy. You know, I was never good at school. I was like a 50s to 60% kind of guy. Barely squeaked by, didn't really try the hardest. So I always say whenever people go, well, you shouldn't just work harder, you should work smarter. I'm like, yeah, but when you can't work smarter, all you got left is to work hard. So that's always been my motto, is kind of like working hard. This pertains to family life because I am like a workaholic. I'm addicted to my work. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing that I have a fiance that understands that. She knew 7 years ago when we started going out together that this is kind of what she was signing up for. She knew that, you know, I was raised in a family where my dad was working a lot, all the time. And that's just kind of what I grew up on. And that's just how I am. Now, I feel like I'm getting better at separating the two. You know, like tonight, this live stream, I waited till, you know, well, Jill is putting Kara to bed as she does every night. You know, we had our time together when I got home from work around 5. So we had about 2 hours together. Then it was kind of bath time and hang out. But it's hard in blue collar. And I just want to say that it's not just like, oh, that's a little bit better. It's not just like, what do you guys think of these? Huh? What do you think of those? Yeah, you'll see those a lot in the new videos. I'm working on stuff for you guys. It's not only me, you know, every single one of my guys that work for us, every single person in blue collar, every single person that gets up and goes to work every single morning before their families are awake and comes home a couple hours before their, you know, bedtime if they have young kids. We're all dealing with the same thing. It's not like I'm some special case here. It's all just like all of us are trying to find that work-life balance, and that is super important in life. And like, I'm never gonna exactly find that, you know, work-life balance. I'm trying to, but I'm not a professional, you know, life coach. I'm not a good person myself. You know, I'm a work in progress, essentially, but I'm not alone, you know? Yeah, these were more money questions. I already addressed all the money questions, obviously. You know, I like this one. How do you scale a family business? And if there's a push for growth, what's your best like control for growth? Like, how do you control your growth? And that's something that we are constantly actually learning here as well, and trying to get better on. And it comes down to what I said before. It's hiring the right people, having the right people on your team, and implementing procedures that are essentially stuff that wouldn't happen if you were smaller. Like, for instance, if one of my employees are watching right now, they're going to see this for the very first time. We're implementing this year. So you guys know now we have like 9 pickup trucks, dump trucks, bunch of different machinery and stuff just going crazy. When we had 3 or 4 guys, it was easier to be like, okay, so is everything being maintained properly? Are the trucks clean and this and that? But it's harder over time to manage that and make sure the guys are keeping the trucks clean and just housekeeping stuff. I feel like was super hard. This is just one aspect of growth that I've noticed. It's like you lose control of like making sure your stuff stays mint. I know it's not going to stay mint all the time, but so this sheet here is what I created this week. So this is a new vehicle cleanliness and inspection task sheet. So I'm going to be doing random pop-ins with the guys, whether they're in a piece of machinery or a company truck, and they're going to be responsible for the cleanliness of their whatever they're in, piece of machinery. So we got like stuff that's applicable if they're in a pickup truck. Is your slip tank full? Because that's always my biggest thing. Don't be driving around with an empty slip tank. If you filled up a piece of machinery and you've been at the job site all day, I get it, but don't drive around with just a slip tank that's empty. Stuff, tool organization in the truck. What's your windshield, your dashboard, the driver's seat? Is your floor clean? Are the seats vacuumed? Stuff like that. And I know that we work in construction, when you get inside, your floor mats are going to be like, you looked at my truck right now, the floor mats are all salty, they're muddy, they're dirty. That's normal. I just hate getting into a truck and it's like a bomb went off and it's just terrible. They're my investments and I care so much. So stuff like that, that's a control of growth. That's what I'm trying to explain. Implementing stuff, and this might not work, right? Like, I haven't tried this. This might not work. This might be a total waste of time creating this, implementing it, doing it for 3 months, and then I might realize and go, this is stupid. So yeah, that's one thing that we do for growth. Okay. Daniel's saying he kept the 259 clean. He did. Ever think about getting into asphalt? I'm reading the live chat now. So if you have some questions, we're at 31 minutes. Let's finish off with the people that are watching right now, because I appreciate you guys for watching, man. And we stayed at like 200 people watching this. That's more than I could fill this room with. That's pretty incredible. So let's start from where I can see. I'll just kind of fire off, not going into great detail. Are you going to grow your snow removal side of the business? Heck no. No interest in that. I'd rather do land clearing, make more money, pay less in insurance. Break more shit though. You might break more stuff doing snow actually. Ever think about getting into asphalt? No, not interested. Okay, that's a bit wrong answer. Maybe someday, not right now. No. Have you been looking into any new or newer wheel loaders? Negative. Our 450 is a beast. I love it. It's great for what we do. If I ever, I might be buying an older one actually in the spring. I forgot about that. It's an old used one, but no, I like the loaders that we have. Thoughts on Kubota? I think Kubota, when I think Kubota, I think rental company. I think Kubota is great for like your average person that's just getting in and running something. I think they got lots of power. I think they're dependable and reliable. I don't know if it's a machine that you want to be sitting in for 60 plus hours a week is all, that's why I like Cat. Cat caters to the operator with their seats and their comfort and it's just, yeah, I'm not a Kubota guy. What do you think of truck rentals? In Ottawa, I mean, there's people listening around here that are going to go, oh, it's great. We make $140 an hour on a triaxle. We don't make enough in Ottawa with truck rental. When we rent out our trucks, like they're out for rental on Tuesday, it's because we don't have enough trucking for our own jobs right now. And I rather have them moving, breaking even, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong, and bringing in cash flow and making the payments on them. That's all truck rental is doing. With the price of fuel it is right now, I honestly believe it's costing you more than $92 an hour paying a guy in the seat to actually operate a dump truck. Debt fluid went up in price, fuel's up in price. Like I said, the dump truck's almost $300,000, man, to pull dirt around. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it's inevitable. I'm not going to sit here and say like truck rentals suck and don't do it. Like everyone does them, and you might make a little bit of money at it, but it's not. You buy trucks for the amount of work that you have. That's it. These guys that are going out and buying dump trucks because it's like look at how many dump trucks that I own. That's great and that's fantastic, and I wish them all the best. And whenever I'm super busy and all my dump trucks can't keep up to my own projects, I'll rent and I'll call their trucks and I'll rent them for $92 an hour. That's my thought process. I could be completely wrong, but that's how I'm modeling my business. We will have 3 triaxles and 1 tandem now. That is all I care to have right now for all of our projects. I will hire out trucks as I need them. Having enough trucks for your own projects, that's it. Is there a place in this business for a one-man band? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there totally is, man. Like there's some days where I'm like, wow, I wish that I did that. Totally. And you can definitely make 6 figures yourself. Take home, just doing it yourself. Yeah, totally. Don't think you have to be in construction and grow like crazy. I believe you should not just work smarter, but work harder too, and put them together. Yeah, you're right. Work harder and work smarter. And maybe I'm downplaying myself. I'm smart at like psychology stuff, like thinking of, like how can I go about this way? How could I get my way in here? And how could I do that? That's where I'm smart. I'm not book smart. Like I'm not going to start doing, Pythagorean theorem on the back wall here, like Goodwill Hunting. Are you finding it hard to find new reliable laborers? No, we have no problem finding people. I have resumes here on my desk of people that I got to call back this week. Social media, that's the biggest thing. I said that at the beginning. You want to grow your business and you want to attract people, social media. Show them what your company's about, show the culture, be a family business and actually act like a family business and be a good place to work, and you will pay your people right and be a good place to work. You will never have a shortage of people. And just be a cool place to work. People want to work at cool places. I wouldn't want to work somewhere that sucked. That would be boring. I believe that you should. I already read that. What advice would you give a 23-year-old who's limited experience? I answered that at the beginning. I don't want to go into a long conversation about that, but it's super important. Obviously, the younger generation, dude, shake hands with the right people. Join an organization that's super cheap, like a local construction association. Go to the dinners, go to the lunches, shake some hands, introduce yourself, learn how to communicate, learn how to present yourself, look them in the eyes, shake them in the eyes, tell them who you are and what you're all about and how you can provide value for them, and be serious about it, and then act on it. Grow from there. Ryan was asking if there's anything you could tell yourself going back to when you returned home from out west, what it would be. Man, the fact that you even remember that I did that is crazy. Start sooner. I wish that I told myself to start sooner and get serious, like grow up, I guess would be the only thing. But I'm glad I got all that out of my system then, like through high school. If you don't understand, like all through high school and like the years after high school, I was just a bit of a wild man. Didn't really give a shit about the family business. I enjoyed partying, drinking and all the stuff that goes along with that, and I still like having a good time, but I was just a little out of hand. Anyways, I moved out west, and yeah, I just wish I could go back and tell myself, like, grow up and start sooner. That would be great. But the experiences that I had while I was in that phase, they also help a lot too. Okay, still want to know what you are drinking. Oh, I am currently drinking a kombucha. Is what it's called. Okay, quick thing. Andrew, who's currently working right now. Okay, it's Friday night, and him and Paul. Shout out Paul. I love him. He started last week, and he's an awesome employee. Don't tell him I said that because his head will explode. Andrew and Paul are both out hauling snow tonight, all night until 6 or 7 or 8 and 9 in the morning tomorrow morning. So Andrew said, if it sucked to work here, I wouldn't be hauling snow on a Friday night. So there you go. Andrew, I'll send you the $10 I paid you to say that after this, okay? Go ahead. Kubotas aren't great for grading. Yeah, sure. I agree. A lot of people are asking about the loader. Will your wife ever be a part of the business? Jill, my fiance, is a part of the business, and she is going to be. We're doing something. These hats are new. There's some stuff coming, and yeah, she's totally involved in the business. And without her, man, there would be no business because there's no way I could raise a kid. Kara is like, yeah, Jill is. her Kara, like Kara, she does everything with Kara. Just to put it simple. Can you share that sheet? Yeah, actually, cool idea. I will. I'll figure out how to do that. I'll put it on like a drop or something. But yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah, I built it. Yeah, cool. I totally will do that. Yeah, I deliver topsoil. Triaxle loads only. Big buckets only, baby. I don't screw around with that other small stuff. Love the videos that you will be doing more podcasts. Yes, I will be doing more podcasts. I answered that. Are you going to get any other things other than cat? Yeah, possibly. I would like to. I like deer dozers. I think they're cool. Man, I just like cat. I think that they're quality. They cater to the operator. The service we get from cat. There's just so many things that I do enjoy about cat. That yeah, I'm a cat guy. We're not buying a John Deere. I don't know why I said that. We're never gonna buy a John Deere. Yeah, there's questions, thoughts about. Oh, it's another construction company. I'm not really gonna talk about that. Yeah, I don't want to name drop people. A lot of stuff about our prime minister and all that stuff. Again, I dig holes for a living. I'm not going to sit here and preach political stuff to you guys. Looks like you like to have fun with your guys, but do they know when you're serious, or do you take that approach with everything? That would be funny for some people to chime in on. There's times where I get fucking pissed. I just swore. Maybe they'll back off on the live stream now. Anyways, there's times where I get really mad, and I want to capture that on camera. But every time the camera's away is whenever I get really mad. Yeah, man. Like again, it's not like it's every day. It's not like woohoo. Like we're a YouTube construction business, and it's great, and we all love our jobs, dude. There's days where I don't want to do what I'm doing. That's just life, man. And you're a liar if you think that every day is 100% like woohoo, love and buttons, rainbows. This is great. I get mad. Totally. You have to. You guys have to know that like you actually genuinely like can be like, hey man, you screwed up when you did that. But I try to then like I do my initial blow up. Then I sit back and I think and I go, okay, now how can we make this not happen? I feel like that's what makes a good leader is like calm down after and then have a cool conversation with them and be like, okay, I did my whole blowing up thing. So why are we doing all these mistakes? Why is this happening to us? And solve it and talk to them like human beings. But no, I'm not a screamer. Like I'm not like getting mad at them, pissed off, and they're like, oh shit, Taylor's here. No, like they definitely. I let them get away with a lot, and I think that they would agree with that. And I know Andrew would be laughing right now, listening, right? Because yeah. Can you share that? I just read that. Sorry. Do you think JCB is good? Yeah, their shovel was awesome. That teleskid thing sucked. I think it'd be good for a farm, but it's not. You can't compare a teleskid to a cat 259 or something or 257. I asked my other question on Instagram. How do you take a day off as a small business owner when your produce make no good deed go unpunished? How do you take a day off as a small business owner when you're no good deed go? Oh, I mean, you got to have the right people or somebody that you can trust in order to take a day off. I think that's kind of what you're asking me. How do you take a day off? Like I took 3 days off last week. I went to Mont Tremblant with my fiance. It was beautiful. And I just didn't worry because I had the right people here looking after everything. That's the best. Being able to rely and trust your people that work for you. That's key, super key. Would it be cool to see how much the paperwork jobs are and more on head office, more or less behind the scenes stuff? I agree. I want to show more of the behind the scenes and the paperwork too. That's super important. More of the roundtable meetings that I have with Brad and Kyle and Dean and my father. That stuff's all super important. I feel like I do want to show more of that. But that's all part of me, like understanding what I'm posting online and getting better at it. Dude, this other guy is this guy named Travis. Scale 1 to 10, how much do you miss Daniel? Dude, 11, man. Daniel was awesome. R.I.P. Daniel. We all have a short fuse. Yeah, totally. And especially if you get me on a day where it's like, I'm just not feeling it today. Yeah, man, we're all human. We all get mad. Cool, man. I mean, I'm gonna give you like 10 more minutes, and let's ask away. Ask anything that you want to know. We'll get it answered here. We'll end at 55 minutes. We're at 45 minutes. So we'll keep going for 10 more minutes. Ask anything that you guys want to know. I know I missed a bunch. I'm trying to look, but there was a lot of comments. Is the main business self-storage? No. My main business is Chemical Construction. My father is carp self-storage. I have nothing to do with the storage. Although that should be the business that I'm going after. And he's always said that. Way less headaches. Do you plan on getting a dump trailer for your semi to move stone? Yeah, I would love one, but not that semi. It'd have to be a different one, a more heavy spec one. Let's see what the summer brings. That was something that we were tossing around last year, was a live bottom or something. This guy asked Alexis, Texas, or Lana Rose. I like that humor. That's funny. Do you only plow that building? Yeah, man. Yeah, we're not on a snow guy, man. We do the storage, we do our yard, and then we have a property we do off in another town, and that's through hydro. And so that's it. There's 3 locations that we do. Questions are coming in now. Best way to develop relationships with various builders, bigger contracts. Join an organization. And then this is how I think too, like, where do these guys go, like going for lunch and having their lunch meetings and stuff like that? How do I get in front of them? Like, there's a place in Ottawa here, I know that a lot of the big guys, they go there. So you go there, you talk a little loud, get them to hear maybe a conversation you're talking about, providing this and this and this, and then they do the old lean over and go, oh, so where are you out of? And you start the conversation. Again, it's all like learning how to communicate and getting in front of the right people. Super important. Can you share what editing software? Yeah, Adobe Premiere Pro. I make all my own edits. Adobe Premiere Pro, hands down, best editing software ever. Did you go to the Caribou in Toronto? Oh, dude, that's hilarious that you know what the Caribou is. All through high school, we lived at the Caribou when we would go to Toronto. Not with not with Jill, my fiance, and Kara, my daughter. We didn't really go bar hopping, but yeah, man, I went to the Caribou so many times. So many drunk memories at the Caribou and Cafe des Pucks. I got to say, man, you're one of the best channels I've watched. I appreciate that. Your video quality is amazing. You make great content. I try. I'm going to get better. I want to get more consistent. That's one thing going forward. You guys need better consistency. Asking about any crazy work stories. I mean, as of recently, there was one, like, our dump truck last week hit a car on the highway. Everyone's okay. I don't know, but that's just kind of like shitty. It's not crazy. I'd have to think on that, because there's so many things that we've done. Like, I've, like, crazy is like I've stripped down almost naked and gave my backhoe a sudsy, soapy bath to Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me. I don't know who else is doing that. That might be pretty crazy if you go somewhere and your boss starts doing that. Do I plan on buying? Yeah, I kind of do plan on buying a new semi. When? I don't know. Thoughts on unions? I think if it works for your business and it's great, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, screw unions," blah blah blah. I don't know. I think that they treat their workers right, and I don't know enough about it to even really comment on it. Did you go to college or university? I did a year and a half of college, and then I dropped out because I failed every course, and all I did was So wacky tobacky. I don't know if I can say the word on live stream again. I'm not like this PG guy, trust me, but like, the stuff that you smoke, but it makes you feel really funny. It's legal here in Canada, so whatever. But that's basically all I did all through college was just, smoke that stuff, and didn't go to school and failed every class. So that's what happens, kids. So stay in school. Okay, what was your last job on your schedule? What's your last job on your schedule? How far is it? I don't know what that question asks. It's 3 minutes from here, and we're going there Tuesday. Any plans on getting another dozer? Yeah, definitely contemplating a D6. Would love a D6 high track. I want to be in those lunches. Yeah, you should. Yeah, Jericho, well, you're from Ottawa. Let's reach out and let's go to lunch. And there's nothing wrong with meeting people, even if you think it's somebody that's like, oh, this guy's a small company, but it's all like who that person knows, and then reaching out to that person, and that person knows somebody. It's a really small world once you get going. How did you decide to have a kid? You don't want the honesty there, buddy. You don't decide. I'm just kidding. We planned it, and we were fortunate enough that we were able to. There's a lot of people that can't, and it was like 3 or 4 months of trying, and boom, Kara appeared 9 months later. How would you dig a 6 foot wide by 20 foot deep hole? I don't know if this is a joke. I don't know if I'm being tricked, but probably with an excavator. Are you going to paint the backhoe black? Yeah, I want to paint the backhoe black. I've always wanted to paint it black. We're going to keep that backhoe forever. I'll never buy another backhoe again. I say that, but we might. Joe Dirt or Dirt Diggler? I know you like dirt and digging, so really curious. Joe Dirt, baby. Life's a garden. You just got to dig it. Whatever happened to the Western Star that blew up, we're replacing it with the new one, and it didn't blow up. It almost blew up. Have you ever thought about putting dual steer on your triaxles? No. Hate the look of a quad steer, and don't like them, don't need them. If you had a concrete truck, maybe, I guess. I don't know. How often do you need new design work, like new decals for the fleet? A lot. Tons, man. Tons. We do so much stuff. You're a nut. Love your channel. Appreciate it. I am. What does your dad think of the channel and the growth of the company in the last years? I think he loves it. He's currently at his cabin right now, like way away from where we are right now. He went up there last night. I think that's what he enjoys, man. And that's what I enjoy from my dad as well. My dad is like my best business partner you could ever have. And he's my business partner, man. A lot of people are like, oh, what's your dad do? Like, my dad is there doing this with me, like I'm not trying to downplay the fact of my dad and his role and, your dad does this, your dad does that. My dad has his role in what he does, and I have my role in what he does. Same with Brad, Kyle, Dean, all the guys out on site. We're all one big team making this work. Without my dad, it wouldn't work. Without my grandfather, it wouldn't have worked for my dad. So, but that's what I think my dad appreciates and likes. And that's what I like seeing too, is him at the cabin, took today off, and he's just enjoying it. He's enjoying his being in his 50s or 60s. No, he's 50. He'd hate that I said that. Gord, love the hey, what's going on, Gord? Gord drives for another fellow construction company here. Shout out Kavanaugh's, they're great. And we got to get Gordon a black star sometime. Black D6, would love a black D6. Currently getting my own operator's license. You looking for a worker? Totally. Don't necessarily need a license to work for me though, but always a good thing to do. Go get it. Yes, good idea. Any red flag for potential bad customers? No, but what I've learned, red flags would be like if they're super concerned about payment and not paying for after, like that's the biggest thing that I always pay attention to. But what I've learned is being really transparent with people about payment and like how the job's actually going to work. Because sometimes I've gone to a job and talked to a guy and he's been like, "Well, I want this done and this. I don't care if it costs $50,000, $60,000." And you're like, "Dude, this guy's going to be a great client. He sees the same vision and he's got some deep pockets. Perfect." And then you go and do the job and it's like, "Oh, I never said that. No, 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 no. I'm capping it at 10,000 and this." And then you start counting loads, and then he's like, and then he or she's saying that, you didn't do that. So being transparent with people, being like, this is how the job's going to go. If you're hourly, you want to do the job T&M, perfect, great. But if my machine's here from 7 a.m., because this is a big thing too, when you do T&M, time and material, for guys or girls, you show up to their place with 2 machines and they go, "Well, the skid steer only ran for 3 hours today. I was home all day and I saw that." I go, "Yeah, but if my skid steer wasn't here doing for that 3 hours, it would be on another job getting paid for 10 hours. I needed it here for the 3 hours." So being transparent and honest with people and being like, "Listen, if my machines are here, they're both getting rented out for a full day, not for the amount of time that it was being worked." If the guy's sitting in it, picking his nose all day, not actually doing work he's supposed to be doing, then that's a different story. Then I'll deal with that. But being transparent with people saves a lot of bullshit. Um, no one is dealing with anything's crap. Our foreman turned down a client job. Yeah, man. I'm not dealing. I do not work for shitty people. I will take a loss of revenue in order to not deal with shitty customers, man. I hate dealing with bad customers. 335. There's there's videos coming on that. Taylor, what do you look for in a good trailer? Something that's sturdy, something that's made of thick metal, something that's not tinny. Whenever you wrap the side of it, it goes dum dum dum. Something like that. Okay, a couple last ones here. How do you manage cash flow? January, February. Trust me, man. That's why we're land clearing and just keep enough work. How do you manage cash flow? Don't spend your cash. Keep your cash. If you can afford to finance and it makes sense to finance at the rates that they're giving you at, your cash is worth a lot to you in your business, especially in construction when it's like fuel bill, $60,000, payroll deduction, 40 grand, HST, boom, 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 and it's constant. So cash flow is super important. Trust me, that's like cash flow is the king. Like I want to own a boat one day that it's called cash flow. Trying to figure out cash flow, you go crazy. I mean, I lose my hair January, February because those months are super hard. Fortunately enough, we were able to pick up some really good jobs that are keeping us going, obviously. But cash flow is hard, man. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a master and I have it all figured out because I don't. No, I don't have any plans on trying anything up for Bobcat. Not a fan of Bobcat. I don't like their machines. I don't like because people are going, "Well, why? Don't just say that." I don't like their cabs. I feel like they're noisy. I just don't like Bobcats. They don't cater to the operator, is what I find. Have you guys always sold dirt? No, we have not. What are your ways to collect money from customers? I have some guys paying 3 months late. You get the payment terms. A lot of big commercial clients, they pay 90 days and over. You just need good residential clients to pay. If they don't, you put a lien on their house. We've never had to do that, but that's like if it goes super far. But generally, talk to them like a human being. Don't go to their house threatening and saying, "You better pay me now. I'm going to do all this and that." A lot of people go about it the wrong way. Just have a normal, regular conversation with that because a lot of the time, a lot of people don't want to owe somebody $40,000 or $50,000. They're just doing it because they don't have the money. So listen, let's work out a payment plan. You're going to pay me in increments. You pay me this much, 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, you can pay me this. Treat them like a human being and generally get paid. And if you don't, then you go further. You get a lawyer, put a lien on their house, and you chalk it up as a loss. I don't like cat cabs. I feel like they're too small because I'm fat. Dude. I feel like they're really good. I mean, like our 325, man, like I'm 6'3". I'm not like wide, but there's a lot of room in that thing, man. Was it hard to get music rights for your? No, I don't have music rights. That's one thing. Yeah, like let's end on that. I do not make money on YouTube, man. This live stream is the first thing in like 4 months that I will make money on, if I even make money on it. I don't care if I make money on it. I'm not saying that like hopefully I make money on YouTube. I purposely do not make money on YouTube because I choose to use the music that I use. That's all my doing. Because I think the videos are cooler with better music, and I don't care about making money on YouTube. I'd rather make better videos that grow my brand larger. That's my return of the investment, is growing my brand larger by having cooler videos that stand out versus the next guy. So yeah, man, at some point, I appreciate everybody's comments. I appreciate you hanging out for, holy shit, an hour tonight. And man, you guys are awesome. To be able to sit here, like, in my little small town of Carp, and have constantly over 200 people watch this live stream, have the YouTube channel, have the Instagram, to be able doing what I'm doing and what I love, I just want to say that I really appreciate it. Just like on a serious note, I really appreciate everything that you guys watch and support. And going forward, I'm going to try to be more consistent, obviously. You guys know me. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys. I appreciate everything you do watching. And we're just getting started, baby. I'm only 26. We're just getting started. We're just touching the tip of the iceberg. A lot of great success stories don't even come till they're 40 or 45. I'm 26, dude. 26. Happy Friday, baby. Woo!